G'day and welcome back to the channel. I've got something different for you today. The video is going to be in two parts. The first part, I'm going to show you what happens to your swimming pool when they start burning off the cane in the area. Last night I was bringing my daughter home from the city, drama lessons in the city, and they'd set fire to some cane fields in around where the Yorkeys Knob exit is on Captain Cook Highway, where the go-kart place is. And as far as I understand, they have to start burning at 6 o'clock at night and then to about 6 o'clock in the morning. So at night, you see the fire's burning in the sugarcane fields. I was coming home about 7 o'clock, so they definitely just started it, and there was a lot of smoke. And this morning I get up and there's ash all over the patio area here. That's the first video. I'll show you what it looks like, your pool looks like when all this ash has rained down on your swimming pool. Now, it's funny because it comes down like snow, but it's ash and it's black, and some bits are quite big, like 6 inches, 8 inches long. It blanketed the area from, as far as I know, Apres Beach, Clifton Beach, Palm Cove, all this area here. And you can see on the next video what it looks like in your swimming pool. But the swimming pool's good now. The pumps have been running all day, and it seems to have even cleared off the bottom. But for the big bits, I'll have to put in the robot cleaner and clean it. The second video is an interesting video. It's a video composite of a whole series of photographs taken by Robert van der Hoven. And he gave me the video. It's basically a compilation of photos at Apres, which is now called Rattle and Hum, from about 2000 to about 2018, when Robert sold out to Rattle and Hum. Very interesting. Looking at it, you'll find it very interesting, I think, because looking at the photos, I recognise a lot of the people in the photos, and I'm sure you will too. In fact, you might even recognise yourself in the photos. So that's really interesting. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and hopefully Robert has some real video of Williams Esplanade, so I can put those on and do a walk along Williams Esplanade to show you the difference the change that's happened in Palm Cove over the last let's say 25 years. Okay, so remember, before I say take care, remember, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because it really does the channel good. Okay, take care, and I hope you enjoyed the videos, and I'll see you next time. Oh, before you go, I'm going to do a conversation with Jay from Phở 8. It's a new Vietnamese restaurant in the city, right next to McGinty's. That would be a good excuse to go to McGinty's and have a Guinness, but I'm doing it in the morning and McGinty's won't be open, but never mind. You'll probably enjoy that too. I'll put that on the channel beginning of next week sometime. So take care, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.